Manchester United have now lost back-to-back home league games. Brighton a fortnight ago, and now Crystal Palace have gone to Old Trafford and secured victory fairly easily. The boos were ringing out at Old Trafford. Now, some clubs boo. At Manchester United, it is significant that booing is happening there. They are a club whose fans pride themselves on backing their team, backing their manager, backing their individuals against all else. So for their team to be booed off, it is incredibly significant. And I don't think that this is an overstatement. I think that Manchester United are currently sleepwalking into a crisis. Now, of course, they have the ability to arrest this decline, but they need to act fast because what is going on at the moment is mind-blowingly bad. You have to go back as far as 1989 to find the last time that Manchester United lost 4 of their opening 7 games. That, however, was under Sir Alex Ferguson. This is under Eric Ten Hag. It's different. And if I were a Manchester United fan, I would be so worried. The sentence that I'm about to say is so troubling if you're a Manchester United fan. There's no shock at all attached to the way I feel about Manchester United getting beaten at home by Crystal Palace. I'm not shocked. People may say, but Eric Ten Hag's had such fantastic home form. They went 13 months without losing at home. Of course it's a shock. Not this team. I'm not shocked. I'm genuinely not shocked. In fact, in my prediction, I said that Palace would win this game. I wasn't at all shocked that Brighton beat them 2 weeks ago. Danny Welbeck, Adam Lallana combining to score goals against Manchester United. Pascal Gross shimmying and beautifully smashing the ball home. It's not shocking. And United these days, they are totally devoid of any personality, of any idea, of any imagination. And again, yesterday, they looked totally toothless in attack. They conceded another soft goal. And Ten Hag's substitutions, I mean, they leave you scratching your head, don't they? Like, I like Ten Hag. I honestly do. I think he's a good manager. I think he's a proven good manager who did very impressive things there last year. It's undeniable to me. I can't even argue it. He did a really good job last year. The fact that they secured Champions League football, got to 2 cup finals, won a trophy, it's undoubtedly good. It's undoubtedly impressive. And a lot of the decisions that he made worked. Cristiano Ronaldo springs to mind. Harry Maguire springs to mind. Certain signings worked, but it isn't working this year. And that is a real problem for this Manchester United team. Like, in some respects, it was easy to understand why Ten Hag withdrew Marcus Rashford and Mason Mount when they were trying to score a goal, when they were trying to win the game. Neither deserved to be on the pitch. Neither were playing well enough. And in the case of Marcus Rashford, he really does need to elevate it because it just isn't good enough. He is that guy now. He is the personality of that team. He is the main man. He needs to step up to the plate. I've backed Marcus Rashford so passionately. I think that at various points in his career, he has been at least on the precipice of being a world-class player. And he was England's top goal scorer at the World Cup. Off the back of the World Cup, he was fantastic for Manchester United around January last year. He was truly sensational and he has the ability. He scored 30 goals last year. So what is going on? It's unforgivable. His lack of interest, his lack of desire, he really does need to elevate it. Mason Mount, look, he's coming back off injury. He's at a new club. We can't hold him to the same standards. But again, it wasn't good. So the fact that Ten Hag substituted both of them, I have no issue with that because they didn't deserve to be on the pitch. And I quite like it. I quite like it from a manager to not have favourites. I quite like it from a manager to employ the rule of meritocracy. You earn your place to be on that pitch. You are wearing one of the most iconic badges upon your heart. You don't have a God-given right to do that. It doesn't matter whether you're a new signing who costs a lot of money in Mason Mount or whether you're a local lad who has world-class tendencies, we'll call it. Nobody gets a free pass here. You must earn your right to be on the pitch. And neither of them did that. So substituting those two, I don't really have the issue. The issue comes, however, about 10 minutes later. Now, this is unfathomable to me. Ten Hag whacks Harry Maguire up front. Harry Maguire, he's a centre-half who seldom plays these days. He is totally devoid of confidence. He also chose to rely on Donny van der Beek. Like, this just doesn't make any sense to me. He is considered not good enough to make Manchester United's Champions League squad is hapless. He should be nowhere near this Manchester United team. It can't be anyone's idea of a smart solution to try and snatch something from the game. Like, where is the logic? Where is the logic? Withdrawing Mount, withdrawing Rashford, I'm okay with it. Fine. Now convince me. Maguire up front. Like, that isn't dissimilar. Nobody rates Stuart Pearce as a manager, do they? Do you remember when Stuart Pearce put David James up front? The goalkeeper, David James. He stuck him up front for Man City. Because he was all out of ideas. He thought, get the big geezer up there and hope for the best. Surely Ten Hag is better than that. Surely Ten Hag isn't playing centre-forwards up front. Crucially, listen to this. Surely Ten Hag isn't playing centre-forwards, centre-back. Surely Ten Hag isn't playing centre-halves up front against Crystal Palace. At home. Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. At home. Relying on Donny van der Beek. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And it's another one of those performances that leaves you wondering, what on earth do Manchester United get up to in training every week? Like, through the week, they are in training, but to what end? Like, they've scored 7 goals in 7 games this year. And Ten Hag is blaming the lack of goals on the decision-making that's going on in the final third. Talking about the final ball. I just don't think that's true. I mean, it's a contributory factor. But the reason Manchester United aren't scoring goals isn't because they're really unlucky in the final third. It's because there is no heart, there is no cohesion, there is no spirit, there is no identity. There is no clear template for the way that they play. There are no leaders in that team, not really. They are a team totally devoid of any identity, any personality. And it's so not in keeping with the traditions of Manchester United. If you think back over the years, every Manchester United team, particularly every Manchester United team that succeeded, there was a clear identity to it, a clear spirit, a clear fighter. Doesn't matter whether it's... Think about the players that have worn that captain's armband over the years. Fighters and icons to a man. It's Brian Robson, isn't it? It's Roy Keane. It's David Beckham. It's, more recently, Bruno Fernandes even. And yet this team is just so lacking in anything. I just don't know where they're going to go from here. And it was actually quite easy for Crystal Palace because United was so predictable and Palace really well organised. You know, they're compact, they're robust, and ultimately Manchester United made it very easy for Crystal Palace to play against them. Like, Palace were good. I feel like I'm being a bit snide on Palace here, and I don't want to do that. They were bright, they were good, they were brave, they were organised, they got in the lead, and they never ever even considered looking like letting it slip. They let Manchester United have possession. They were confident that they could defend their own box. And then, crucially, in the transition, they knew that Eberechi Eze could cause a problem. So they did their job perfectly. And as I said before, the second they were in the lead, they were never going to relinquish that lead. But this is about Manchester United. Think about the... This is huge. Think about the goal that they conceded. What a ridiculous goal to concede. I mean, totally shocking from United's perspective. Casemiro, he loses possession, doesn't he? Amrabat needlessly, like foolishly, concedes a free kick. I think it was Jordan Ayew. And then Hoyland, what's he playing at? Had such a clear opportunity to get it clear. He didn't. And Eze's free kick flies all the way over to the other side, and Anderson pings it in. What a player he is, by the way. Fantastic player. One of the best centre-halves in the league, you know. Going very underrated and very under the radar. It's a fine finish, but should have never got to that point. It should have never, ever got to that point that Manchester United were conceding from that situation. And then, when they're losing, they have no chance of getting back in the game. They were sloppy in possession. They were desperately poor in attack. And, you know, Mount, Rashford, they struggled. Hoyland got nothing out of Gahey. Absolutely nothing out of Anderson. And then we've got to talk about Rashford, haven't we? He signed a new 5-year contract in the summer. And he's got nowhere near the heights of last season. I said at the beginning of this video, England's top goal scorer at the World Cup, 30 goals for Manchester United. But he's running into roadblocks. Hits the first man with crosses. He is so frustrating to watch at the moment. And he won't play through the middle. Like Gary Neville's spoken openly about that. He's had a conversation with Rashford. Rashford will not play through the middle. So I don't know what's happening with Manchester United, but they are totally and utterly all over the place, bereft of any idea. And they have now lost 4 of their opening 7 games. If that isn't a crisis, or at least on the precipice of a crisis, I don't know what is. The question then becomes, is Eric Ten Hag the man to right the path, right the wrong that is currently Manchester United? To be totally frank with you, I don't know. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Let me know, is Ten Hag the right man, or do you think Manchester United need to start thinking about another new manager? Please give this video, if you've enjoyed it, a like. It would really help me out. And if you're new around here, by the way, just quickly, my name's Rory. I talk about football loads, and it would be my honour to welcome you into this community. So please do consider clicking that subscriber button. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday night. In a bit.